guys, welcome back to Embers and Ash. My name's Ashley, if you didn't know, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to keep your house clean and tidy with children. I have 2 kids, if you didn't know, so I can't speak on how crazy things can get with more children than that, but I still feel like I have some helpful tips either way. Also want to disclose that my house is not always clean and tidy, especially when other things need to be prioritized. The house will fall apart, but I just want to share the things that I do to stay on top of it and minimize the stress and just kind of optimize things. Because for myself, and I'm assuming a lot of you as well, having a clean home really makes a difference on my mental health. If the house is torn apart and disgusting, I feel torn apart and disgusting. But that's also why I'm excited to share the sponsor of today's video, who is BetterHelp, because I really do believe in taking charge of your mental health. If you don't already know, BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service that's 100% online. They have over 30,000 licensed therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. I love being able to share BetterHelp with you guys because I personally know a lot of people who use the service and have benefited greatly from it. Being 100% online, it makes it so much more flexible to fit it into your crazy schedule. Like myself, I don't have time to go out and go to a therapist, or at least not a lot of time. So BetterHelp, bringing it into your own home, is really reaching people who otherwise wouldn't be able to access therapy. To find your perfect therapist, they have a quiz that you take with questions just about what your preferences are in therapy and what you're currently dealing with. BetterHelp will match you with a therapist, and of course, if it doesn't work out, you can always change your therapist at any time, which is totally normal in all realms of therapy. It can take a while to find the person who is going to help you best. With BetterHelp, you can contact your therapist at any time using their chat, text, or voice calls, and schedule your sessions, like I said, whenever it works for you. With using BetterHelp, you are not skimping from the quality of service. You are still getting that high quality therapy service that you would expect from an in-office experience, but with a therapist that's custom picked for you. You can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/embersandash. That's betterhelp.com/embersandash. And I really hope this gives you the opportunity to, like I said, take charge of your mental health and find the ways that you can live your best life. Thank you again to BetterHelp for being an ongoing sponsor. Now let's get into how I keep my house clean and tidy. First thing, I feel like I have to talk about toys because they can easily make the house feel like it's out of control. Because you can pack everything into a bin, but the second that child dumps that bin out, it's chaos. So I, of course, I love a good toy rotation, and I've been doing that basically since Rook was like old enough to kind of get a toy rotation. And it's been all fine and dandy, but I still found that it was getting chaotic. I was putting out 10 toys at a time, which doesn't sound like that much. And that's why I would keep doing it, 10 toys, is because I kept telling myself, oh, well, it's not that many toys. But each toy can have multiple parts to it, so things could get out of control really fast, and we don't have a very big home, so having those toys in a smaller space can become overwhelming, not just for myself, but for him, and he often wouldn't play with some of the toys. Again, this was only 10 toys. I thought I was doing it right. So since then, I've tried to really limit it and see kind of how few toys I can put out with him still being entertained. I do a toy rotation every week, so it keeps things fresh, but I am now doing 3 to 5 toys at once. I say 3 to 5 toys because some toys are more involved, and I feel like I can get away with 3 big involved toys and 5 simpler toys, I guess. So it really depends on what I'm pulling out. And holy moly, he is playing with those toys a lot more. That's actually not what I should be talking about. It's not really about keeping a clean and tidy home. But with doing that, it's made such a difference on the tidiness of the house. Every night before bed, we take all his toys out of his room because he's been putting them in Finn's crib, which is not good. So that's been holding me accountable of okay, we can't just leave his room a mess at night. We actually have to clean it up. So how do we streamline this? Less toys, and the side benefit is he's playing with his toys more. So next up, I put a big effort into cleaning up after every meal, thoroughly cleaning up. I do give myself the grace of I won't wash all the dishes. I'll pile them in the sink because sometimes it's too much to do it all, obviously. But if I wipe down the high chair, wipe down the table. Rook will take his plates to the counter, clean the kids off, obviously. Consolidate the mess, I guess is a good way of saying it. Put away the leftovers and put all the dirty dishes either in the dishwasher if it's dirty or in the sink so that I can load them once I'm like ready to do that kind of portion of cleaning. That makes a huge impact on my life because if I don't clean it up right away, it won't get cleaned up, and then the next meal comes along and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to serve you food, but there's still smushed banana on your seat, and it's just so much more stressful than it needs to be. This does take quite a bit of time out of my day, but I just hold myself accountable to doing it, and it keeps me in check and keeps my brain working better. I also kind of accidentally, maybe not accidentally, have limited the plates and cutlery for the kids. I guess I do this for us as well. Like, we have a set of 4 of everything, which is for like adult plates, which I think is not that many, and we do have extras just for when we have people over, but those are like tucked away. And for the kids, I have 3 plates for Rook and 2 bowls, and 1 plate for Finn, 1 bowl for Finn. And then, a few forks and spoons. And I feel like we could do just 2 plates for Rook, but he has a 3rd one, so whatever, Also, like 2 cups for him. He has 1 water bottle, and that, again, it really helps limit the mess. It does mean I have to do more dishes more often, or less dishes more often. Especially with Finn, he has his 1 suction plate and 1 suction bowl. So after the meal, I need to clean it out. But that's for the best, because if you leave gunk on these like wooden suction plates, it gets a lot harder to clean off, right? So if I clean it right after a meal, put it away to dry, I'm better off anyways. And I guess, yeah, it does make more work, but I don't have so many dishes piling up, and I would rather have that scenario. Next up, this is something I've been doing for years, and I think I mentioned in a video before I had children, but that is resetting items after you've used them. Certain things like the kettle, after you use it, like we pull it out so that the steam doesn't go in the cabinets. After you use it, push it back against the backsplash, I guess. Same with the espresso machine. After I make my espresso, put it back and wipe all the coffee grounds. Little things that take 2 seconds to do help you keep on top of all the mess. What else is a reset? I guess also making your bed in the morning, which I go through seasons where I'm really good at that and really bad at it, because I'm getting up in a panic of like, one of the children is crying and I don't want them to wake the other one up. So maybe that's not the best example, but after you're done drinking your drink, you put it in the sink and you put the coaster away. Just getting in the habit of resetting things so that you don't have this massive mess to clean up at the end of the day. I also limit the children's clothes, which helps me a lot with laundry. Again, I guess that's more frequent loads, but again, I would rather do more loads of laundry than have this massive pile that I don't even want to start because it's too overwhelming. Limiting the children's clothes also just, again, comes from my like minimalist mindset and not having a lot of space in this home for a ton of clothes. So we have the 1 dresser in their room, and they both get 1 drawer worth of clothes, which is a bit trickier with Rook because he wears bigger clothes. So the bottom drawer, I do have a little bit of overflow things like a sweat set and a jean jacket, random little things. But for the most part, everything is in 1 drawer, and that does change with the seasons. Obviously, I have the extra clothes stored under the couch for things that Finn's gonna grow into, that's how it goes with children. But that makes a big difference because I feel like otherwise clothes can get out of hand. Already, laundry feels like a big task, and I don't even have that many clothes for the kids, so that helps. And with that, something we do that's a bit different is we don't have any laundry hampers in the house, and we don't, just leave clothes in a pile in the room. I actually make a point of whenever an item of clothing is dirty, it goes straight into the washing machine. And then once the washing machine is full, we run it. That helps me stay on top of laundry. We also live in, again, a smaller home where the laundry machine is in the middle of the house. So I get changed in my room, I bring the laundry out, put it in the laundry machine. Same thing with, after bath time, all the clothes in the laundry. Getting ready for bed, all the clothes in the laundry machine. It was, I don't know, a few years ago that I was like, we don't need these laundry baskets. They just force us to fill them up and then do a massive amount of laundry instead of like keeping on top of it as it goes. So I also have set a rule for myself that I'm not allowed to turn the laundry machine on or the washing machine until the dryer's empty, because I was getting in a bad habit of washing the clothes but being like, oh, the laundry or the dryer is full and I'm not in a place to fold laundry right now, so I'm gonna let the laundry sit wet in the washing machine. Not a great thing, because then I'd have to rewash things all the time. So before I can turn on the washing machine, dryer needs to be emptied. And like I said, it just keeps me on top of things. Sometimes I find myself drowning in folding just because I'm like, okay, the dryer needs to be emptied, but I still don't have time to fold this right now, so it piles up in the room. But besides that, which again, I try and stay on top of, getting rid of the laundry basket, great decision. Something else that I talk about often is cleaning while the children are awake. There has been a phase of life where that didn't work for me when I had one child who was getting into everything. Folding laundry, doing dishes, like the dishwasher, I felt like I couldn't do with Rook awake because he would just destroy it all. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But now with two, it's like, okay, the kids are playing in the bedroom, I can unload the dishes before Finn notices, you know? And I think it's really important that the kids see me clean, to see how much work it takes to maintain the household. Obviously, they participate in little ways that they can, but again, that means that I'm not just putting off cleaning until like my one hour slot when I have time alone. I'm just opening myself up to more opportunities to keep the house tidy. Lately with it, you know, it's summer now actually. We've been spending a lot more time outside, as a lot of people do, and that's been great. Like, can you imagine being out of the house helps keep the house from falling apart? It's one of those things that's kind of obvious, but has made a big difference. Is, you know, if first thing in the morning we go play in the backyard, then the house isn't getting messy. So there's that one for you. And lastly, I do really try to tidy the house before bed. You know, I'm maintaining it all day, but the children are still awake and they're constantly making a mess, and you know, we had dinner and we have to clean up after dinner. This doesn't always happen because again, sometimes I have to prioritize other things like spending time with my husband, but I try and get everything fairly clean, if not clean before bed, because there's nothing better than the feeling of getting up, making yourself coffee, and sitting down to drink your coffee in a clean home. That's best case scenario. Like I said, it doesn't always happen, but because when the kids are up, they're always just tornadoing everywhere, it's really important that I have those few moments where I can just sit in the cleanliness and actually enjoy it. This is me holding my coffee, instead of feeling like I'm always cleaning and there's never a moment of cleanliness. So anyways, those are all my tips and tricks on how to keep your house clean and tidy with children. If you have some more tips, please let me know. I'm all ears. I would love to hear what you guys are doing as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.